هایی که هست پابلیش میشه به این اناونس میشه در اینترنت، شما از طریق ایمیل میتونید باز اونا اپلای بکنید. و دیگه شما از که academic application for your own, for example for scholarship. Yep.
در وقتی که تمام شده مدت 2 ماه مدرک هم میتونید استنده؟
بله، او در قسمت administrative part EBA است که دوستای ما مثل آقای کاور بهش کار میکنن. سرتیفیکت بر شما در نظر گرفته شده.
درست است، تشکر. و تایم همین تمام جلسه ما در می تایم می باشه، یعنی 8 تا 9؟
8 تا 9:30 بله، روز یکشنبه.
درست است، تشکر.
خواهش میکنم. کسی دیگه هم هست که سوال داشته باشم؟ نه؟ آنلاین. خب فرمال ایمیل بعضی تپسایی هست که ما میتونیم یک effective و useful formal ایمیل نوشته بکنیم. یکیش است که start with the meaningful subject line. subject line ایمیلتان واضح باشه. باز این سلاید تو لیست کردم، باز بعد از اون در سلاید های بعدی از طریق اگزامپل باز من ایلاستریت میکنم که چه رقم کدام ایمیل خوب فرمال ایمیل است و کدام ایمیل نیست. مقصد شما فعلا امی لیست در نظر داشته باشین که چی چیزایی رو ما باید در بیاد داشته باشیم وقتی که فرمال ایمیل درافت میکنیم. یکیش سابجکت لاین شما، سابجکت لاین ایمیل شما to the point و relevant و meaningful باشه. relevant to the content of your email. Okay?
Sorry, Ms. Amiri, may I have a suggestion, please?
Yeah, sure.
Please just talk English, yeah? It would be better than
okay.
It would be very helpful for the students because your accent is very nice and it will help them to improve their speaking as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the suggestion. Sure, why not? And the other tip is that address your recipient of your email very appropriately. So since it's a formal email, it's better to address them with either hello, Mr. for example, Mr. Mahmoud, or dear Mr. Mahmoud, something like this. Don't be like too informal, saying hey, or as if you're calling a friend of yours, not like that. So address your recipient very appropriately and with respect. And keep the email concise and to the point. There is no point in drafting long emails. The recipient will get bored and they will not understand what is the main point of your email. So one thing that I can share from my own personal experience when I was learning English was that Dari language is a philosophical language. So we have very long sentences and very long paragraphs in our writing. But in English, the concise is smaller and to the point you are, the better. And your recipient and your reader will understand you quickly. So when I was doing my bachelor degree in university, one of the problems that I had while with low grade, especially in the communication and writing classes, was that my sentences were too long. And sometimes I would confuse my teacher what I'm going to write or what I'm going to convey with my writing. So in English, try to be very summarized and very to the point. And the other tip is make it easy to read. So, as I said, long sentences will not help you. Make very short. There is actually a rule of having not more than 28 words in one sentence. That 28 words includes the articles, the punctuation, and everything. So, in a good sentence has only 28 words, like all the words, including the articles. By article, I mean the they, and all these kind of things. Okay, and do not use slang vocab. This refers to the second point of addressing your recipient appropriately. So do not use like, hey, whatever. By slang, they mean not to be, how can I say it, informal or rude. Try to be respectful and try to be formal. And at the end of your email, be kind and thankful of whether you're requesting something in your email or you're saying something. Even if you're informing your recipient of something, try to be kind and thankful. Thank them at the end of your email. And if your email is referring to a previous email or a previous topic that you sent to your recipient, but you didn't receive any reply back from them. So try to connect it back to your previous email. For example, you can write, as I wrote in my previous email, something like that. And before hitting the send button, please reread your email for any grammatical or type errors that your email may have. There is no harm. You will do only 1 or 2 minutes of rereading your email, but it will save you a whole lot of portraying a good image of you to the recipient, especially if that's a job or a scholarship application. And at the end, use an appropriate signature. For example, you can use either thank you or best regards, kind regards, and after that, your name. Okay? So here we have two examples. If you can read, who can tell me which one of these examples are a good formal email? For example, hey shows the subject line you can see here is only application. No, sorry. Just 1 second. Here. It is an email to your professor sending your assignment. So first email is the subject line. It says only assignment. And it says, hey, X, I mean name of professor, for example. Hey, I got and in this email, okay, I'm not going to say sorry. You better tell me which one of them are better. I got an injury in my badminton session last Wednesday, and the doctor said I need to rest, so I will have to send my next assignment later. Thank you for understanding. Nothing here in your name. Examples B. The subject line clearly says, request for an extension for the philosophy assignment due 15th March 2011. Dear Professor X, for example, dear Professor Sarah, I'm in your philosophy class 500. I would like to request an extension for my current assignment, which is due on 15th of March. I'm struggling to complete the assignment in time because it has overlapped with my 2 final exams in mathematics and chemistry. I would like to reassure you that if you grant me this extension, I will ensure I deliver a quality assignment by 15th of March instead. Please feel free to contact me, and I look forward to receiving your reply. Many thanks. Your name, for example, Sogra. So, who can tell me which one of these examples is a good formal email?
It's clear. Example B is formal, and it's better to send email formal for others.
Can you say why? Referring to the list, to the tips that we had earlier in the previous slide?
You said that we use from like there and some formal words in our
Mm-hmm.
email, and also we have some short comments for them. But an example is, however, it's short, but it doesn't. It's not formal. It's informal. We can say that it's sent to a friend or a near relatives, maybe. But the example B is so formal. Yeah.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I cannot see your name because I'm sharing my screen, but whoever it is, thank you so much. You were right. Any other person?
Can I speak,
You
please?
can say why example B? Yeah.
Okay, hi to all of you. I think example B is correct and a formal email because
Okay.
subject of email is very clear, and the person who
Yeah.
read this email will be clear, and that person that read this email is very nice. And it is a formal email because we use a dear, and we
Yeah.
thank from our professor in the last lines of the email, and our
Yeah.
email is clear. Not we do not use many informal like something here like this, and our email is short. This is great because the professor can read it very soon, and they can catch our thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm sorry that I cannot see your name because I'm sharing my screen. But yeah, you are right because first of all, the subject line clearly says what you are trying to, what your professor can expect from your email. This is request for an extension of the philosophy assignment due 15th of March 2011. So you have an assignment that you cannot deliver on time. Hence, you're requesting for an extension. Second, you're using sorry, 1 second. You're addressing the recipient very formally and with respect. Dear professor, not like, hey. And second, when we come to the content of the email, you clearly, first of all, you say who you are. I'm in your philosophy class 500. Yeah? And I would like to request an extension for my current assignment. You clearly say that I want to request for an extension. And you clearly also say the reason why you are requesting for an extension, because it has overlapped with your two final exams. And you also clearly say by which date you aim to submit your assignment. So the assignment is due 15th March, but you're requesting for an extension of 2 days. So instead of 15th of March, you want to deliver your assignment by 17th of March. You see, in the example B, the professor would, first of all, by reading your subject line, you wouldn't understand what you're sending this email for. And in the content of the email, that's right that you have said the reason that you got an injury in badminton session, but you haven't said the date that you aim to deliver your assignment. So the professor will say, okay, by when are you going to send me your assignment? And feel free, in this example B, feel free to contact me, and I look forward to receiving your reply. So you are saying your professor that you are waiting for their consent, their approval of the extension of your assignment. Okay, This is an example in academia. Does anyone have any question in this part before we jump to another one? No? I assume no. Okay.
Teacher, can you translate it in Persian? I think my English is not good at.
Okay. دوستان در قسمت اکادمیا که ما میگیم دانشگاه و مکتب است، این دو مثال بخوای این را نشان میده که شما چه رقم میتونین یک فرمال ایمیل به پروفسور یا به استادتان روان بکنین. یکی از قسمت سابجکت لاین است در اینجا که اساینمنت است. در اگزامپل ام خیلی ویگ مبهم چی سابجکت لاین داره. شما اصلا با خواندن assignment as a subject line of your email پروفسور شما اصلا نمیفهمه که شما هدفتون از این ایمیل چی هستن. در حالی که در اگزامپل بی با خواندن سابجکت لاین شما پروفسورتون میفهمه یک آیدیا برش خلق میشه که شما مقصدتون از این ایمیل چی است. شما کلیلی میگن که درخواست برای اکستنشن یعنی تمدید تاریخ. شما اساینمنت شما در تاریخ 15 مارچ به طور مثال باید سابمیت بکنین، اما شما این را در اون تایم سابمیت کردن نمیتونین. پس شما میخواین که اکستنشن از استادتان درخواست بکنین که به جای تاریخ 15 به تاریخ 17 مارچ شما کارخانگی روان بکنین. در اول ایمیل شما خودم خیلی بریفلی مختصر معرفی کردم. سوالی است؟ یک از دوستان انمیت است. سوال دارن؟
Aziz Hassanian, please mute yourself. Aziz Hassanian, please mute yourself. You are disturbing others. Thank you.
سوال شما به نظرم از طرف بنت الهدا بود که گفتن در فارسی اکسپلین بکنن. حل شد سوالتون؟ فهمیدن که مطلب چی است؟
Who called me, guys?
Anyways. So, I think no more question, right? We can go to another slide. Here, again, we have two examples of formal emails in the workplace. In the workplace, I mean in the offices. So, example A, it says request for 3 days off till 18th of March. And it says, hi, Mr., for example, your boss, whoever is your boss. Hi, Mr., for example, Hassan. I hope this email finds you well. I'm to request for a 3 days off from the office because I had an accident during my badminton match last Wednesday. I visited the doctor and he said I have to rest. I wonder if you could approve my leave request, which I uploaded in the HR system already. I will be back in the office next Monday, the 18th of March. Thank you for your understanding, kind regards, and your name. For example, Sohani. And example B, subject line just says, leave. What is leave? Hey, X, I got an injury in my badminton session last Wednesday and the doctor said I need to rest. So I guess I should not come to the office. Thank you for understanding. No signature and your name. Who can tell me which one of these examples are a good formal email?
Can I say?
Yep, both of you.
A is formal and B is informal, teacher.
Okay, miss. I think example A is correct, and it is formal in example B, because you use a great subject line and your body is too clear for the person who reads this one. and you use a great thankful speech in the last of your email. And when your professor or when your boss go to his or her email, before he clicked your email, he will
No,
know.
example A is correct because
Hey,
he talk very politely.
Until Huda, can you mute
No,
yourself, please? Another
no,
person was speaking.
Miss Bint Al Huda, speak your turn. Don't disturb me. Um, and you use before clicking your email, your professor will know because you use a great subject line, and your body is too clear for the person who read. You use a great greeting which you are with your professor because it is formal, and you use a great thankful speech in the last of your
Yeah.
email. Thank you.
Thanks. And I'm sorry that I cannot see your name, but thank you so much. You're
I'm
completely
Simran.
right.
In my idea,
Thanks.
example A is formal
Zainab Murtazawi, yes, go
because
ahead,
we have
please.
okay, sure. In my idea, example A is formal and correct because we have a good subject line, and we know that who is he or who is she, that they introduce themselves, and if every person that read it, they will know who is he or who is she, and we have a clear date in example A, and in example A we have the person is so thankful, and it's formal, and example B is not formal.
Thank you so much. And
Rubina, Rubina Azizi, yes, you
yeah,
can.
it's a color.
Rubina Azizi, you raise your hand 2 times. Rubina, do you hear it? Okay, Miss
Thank
Emily.
you. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Rubina
Thanks,
John.
dear mentor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Which
Okay.
email is the
Example
good?
A is correct because it's very.
Mm-hmm. Can you say
Example
why?
A is correct, and because it's very respectable, and it's not like a root subject, and it has meaningful subject line, and here he or she share all of the details that why he or she leave her or his job, and which action or something. Here we have thankful because of a very because it shows a very respect to someone. Also, this is a very complete example, and we can say the example correct.
Thank you, Robina. So, friends, something that I really want to highlight here is that even though example A is very nice, very formal, but as you can see, example A is longer than example B. If you can remember in our previous slides, here we said that be concise and to the point. Yeah, bring up to the point. Here, keep the email concise and to the point, which means be summarized, be very short. But here, in example A, it's longer than example B. So the point here is that try to be concise and to the point, but do not leave any important information behind. For example, in here, you clearly say for how many days you are requesting for leave, 3 days. And at the end, you clearly say that by which date you will be back in office, right? But here, even the example B is very short, very concise, but as you can see, it leaves a whole lot of important information out. Your boss will not understand when can he expect you back to the office. Or for example, Are you going to take your leave from tomorrow, from day after tomorrow, or from next week? When? Okay? Even though it needs to be very summarized, very short, but do not miss any important information behind. این مطلب من فهمید این دوستای با فارسی هم بگم.
We know. Yes, we understood that.
Well,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, it was clear. Thank you.
Okay. And in the content of the email, as you can see, the sentences are very short. Something that I really request from all of you on this call is try not to translate your sentences directly from Dari language to English. Again, because Dari is very philosophical and we have very lengthy sentences, but in English, the more short your sentence is, the more clear and understandable your sentence is. Okay? All right. Another email, two more examples for job applications. If you want to apply for a job that you have found it on Facebook or in akbar.af or jobs.af, some of these websites. You want to try for one of their positions. For example, this position of C grade 5 lecturer in medicine, computer science, and economics field. Example A, just the application the subject line reads application. Again, hi, I'm applying for the position of lecturer in your university. Attached are my CV and cover letter. Please contact me to arrange a date or time for the interview. Example B, the subject line, it is C15 lecturer, cadre for medicine, computer science, and economics. Dear Miss, Sir, or Madam, please find attached my CV and my educational certificates for the above-mentioned lecturer position at Katib University. I'm looking forward to hearing from you on arranging a date or time for an interview. Sincerely, your name. Okay, who can tell me which one of these examples is more appropriate? Yeah? Whoever has raised their hand, can you speak?
Can I speak?
Yeah, sure.
I think example B is correct and formal because this its body is too clear for all the persons. You used your aim to decimal means your teacher will know clearly. It is too formal because you use a great closing and your greeting is too nice and formal. The thing is important, 3 points is very important, this greeting, that it is, the example B is correct. Body, this, that it is too close and too clear. And the third one is the, closing, that how we use and how we use formal and thankful closing at the end of our email. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, you're right. The subject line in almost everywhere around the world, including in Afghanistan, whichever job applications that you find, they clearly in their job description, they clearly write as clear subject line, or they have a reference job, and they ask you to put that reference in the subject line of your email, which is what we did here, C15 lecturer. That's the reference number. So if you write this on the subject line of your email, the likelihood of the recipient not ignoring or missing your email is very low. They will not miss your email. They will not forget about your email because your subject line clearly has the reference number. So this C15 lecturer cadre is the job reference number, which you can find it in the job ad from the website, and this whole subject line. And so here you can say, please find attached my CV and educational certificates for the above mentioned lecturer position at Kotib University, not your university. Okay? You clearly say which university that you are trying to apply for. And also you say, I'm looking forward, really politely, you're saying that you would like to hear back from them to arrange a date and time for the interview. It's very good to have this last sentence because you encourage your recipient to arrange an interview for you. And something that we are running out of time now, but does anybody have any issue with attaching additional documents into an email? Yeah? Does anybody have an issue? So if this is an image, but in our next session, we can together go through and draft an email and see all these functionalities that you can see at the bottom. You can see my mouse, right? In this. So by clicking on this option, you can attach your documents. So, and in our next session, I can also tell you what is good in a formal writing that are missed in the tips. One of them is the font of your content, the font and the color. So it shouldn't be very big, it shouldn't be very small, or it shouldn't be. So from here, you can find, from here, you can find the font of your letters of your writing. So normally the sans serif is the formal one. So there are other types of fonts of writing which we will cover in other sessions. All right. This is the last part of our today's session. These two examples are academic applications. Before we go through each of them, who can tell me which one of them is very good?
Sorry, madam. Can you say in Persian? I cannot understand it.
کدام قسمت رو نفهمیدی؟ تمام قسمت ها رو نفهمیدی یا نه؟
This part. No,
Okay.
this part. Example A. Okay.
من قبل از اینکه اگزمپل ها رو با هم بخوانیم از شما خواهش کردم که کی فکر میکنه که کدام از این اگزمپل ها خوب است برای یک اکادمیک اپلیکیشن. Example A? Yeah.
Yeah. Example A is clear. I think the example A is very has a meaningful subject line and it's very complete. But I think the example B is not very complete. And as we see the emails, I think the email A is very complete and very good.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Can I speak, please?
فرشته مددی
sure.
فرشته مددی you turn.
Yes. I haven't, raised my hand yet. Just, I had something to add about the previous slide, which was about an academic, which one was more formal. Many students, I heard that they said it is correct. I mean, for example, the example B was correct. But you know what? Both of them are correct in my idea. Both of them are correct, and only example B is more formal than example B. This is my idea. That's it, yeah.
Okay, first of all, do you mean this slide or this one?
No, I was talking about the previous slides.
Yeah?
Because I heard many times, students were, kept saying that There are, for example, example A is correct. So it doesn't mean that example B is incorrect and it's not right. So both of them are correct only if suppose that example A is more formal. So
You're right. You're right. Both of them are correct, but it's, as you said, more formal and has more information. For example, in example B, you do not say that how many days of leave are you requesting. So your boss will like question himself that when can he expect you back in the office? You see? So even though yeah, it's more about being formal, but more it's about including important and relevant information in your email, so that you avoid a chain of email between you and your boss going back and forth and asking questions that you can say in one email, and that's it. And instead of, for example, in example B, your boss will definitely come back to you and ask you, okay, how many days of leave are you requesting for? You see what I'm saying? But you're right, both of them is correct.
yeah,
uh,
I understand. Yes.
اجازه است استاد ما هم یک در ارتباط با گپ فرشته جان یک دو کلمه بگیم.
Absolutely.
اوکی ما در فارسی میگم که دوستا خوب متوجه شون. ببینین عنوان درس امروز یک چیز دیگه هم داشتم روی خود effective communication. یک چیزی که شما در ایمیل خودش یک راهی از ارتباطات است، برقرار ارتباطات. وقتی شما در ایمیلتون تمام معلومات را که لازم است برای کسی که ایمیل را میفرستین نوشته نمیکنین، در واقع شما یک ارتباطات غیر مؤثر انجام دادین. چیزی را که منظورتان بود و هدفتان بود به مخاطبتان انتقال ندادین. بنابراین ایمیلتان ناقص است، یعنی ارتباطات مؤثر نبوده. ارتباطاتی است چیزی که استاد گفتن در ذهن خواننده سوال باقی میمونه و مطلب را شما پوره و تکمیل بر زور نرساندین. اون در ذهنش سوال میمونه که خب کی سر کار می، چند روز لیف کار داره، این کارمند ما کی بود، نام خودم نمیگین، در کدام دپارتمنت است ورم نمیگین. یا مثلا در اگزامپل که برای پانتون درخواست داده بودن که میخوایم لکچرر باشم، در اونجا رفرنس لیترش نوشته نکرده بودن که امی ایمیل در ارتباط با کدام اناونسمنت است. بنابراین یک چیزی که در ایمیل رایتینگ شما در نظر میگیرید، در تمام رایتینگ هایتان مسئله ای است که تمام رایتینگ ها راه ارتباطات است. چی شما اسے نوشته میکنین، چی شما پاراگراف نوشته میکنین، چی شما ایمیل نوشته میکنین. هدفی است که شارت باشه، کانسایس باشه. بله، به خاطر اینکه در دنیای امروز مخصوصا کسی وقت نداره خیلی زیاد مطالب پراگانده و زیاد را بخونه. relevant to the point but complete و در ذهن خواننده سوال باقی نمانه. مطلب یعنی که چیزی را که شما هدفتان است که به مخاطب، به رئیس، به استادتان برسانین، استادتان مکمل مطلب شما را بگیره. That's called effective communication. در غیر از او اگر در ذهن از سوال باقی ماند و مطلب را صحیح نگرفت و یا پرسش در ذهنش باقی ماند و شما هدفتان را به او رسانده نتونسته بودین، بنابراین ممکن است به شما رخصتی نده، ممکن است لیو شما را اپروو نکنه و ممکن است در ایمیلی که شما تمدید خواسته بودین، وقت اضافه خواسته بودین که اساینمنتتون را انجام بدین، در اونجا ممکن است بر شما وقت اضافه در نظر نگیره. چرا؟ به خاطر که شما پیامتون را واضح برش رسانده نتونسته بودین. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. You helped me a lot. دست دیگه هم بالا شد. سوال دارم.
روبینا جان.
I want to say something about correct and incorrect. Can I say?
Go ahead, Rubina.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you. In my point of view, we say correct and incorrect because when we send something like profile boss and for applying a job, it should be very complete. It should be very meaningful. It should be very short and complete. It's not meaningful for both like Kawasek we can say it is incorrect and it is incorrect. When a person don't follow the rules, we can say this email or that is not complete email and it's incorrect email, and he or she or our boss or professor will reject our email applying for or having time or leaving something like that. فعليا.
Thank you so much, Rubina.
Yeah, now I understand where it comes from. Sorry for interruption.
No, not at all. So one of, I mean, my main aim in this program is for, so don't think, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand. I don't know who are you, because I don't see the name. But at any point. So this is,
Yeah,
there's no right or wrong answer in these sessions. Yeah.
I said right now I understand where it comes from. I mean, the ideas that you shared, it is correct and incorrect. Right now I understand. I completely agree. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I have your name, please?
Yes. This is Frusha Madadi.
Mr. Madadi. Thank you. So feel free to share your ideas, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And I want to so John, it was very helpful for all of us because we talked about that and you learned what is correct and incorrect.
Yeah. Very, very, very correct. Alright. دوستا به خاطر که